Welcome, wanderers, to another Parallax ASMR video. I wanted to do some whispering today and also just play with some random triggers that I found throughout my house that I really like the sound of, so hopefully you enjoy that. First up, I have knitting needles. I went to Ireland recently and we went to the Aran Islands. And they have such beautiful hand-knit sweaters there. So that got me interested in learning how to knit. I have crocheted in the past, so I figured it wouldn't be too difficult to learn how to knit. And I was right, it's not that hard. At least the basic stuff isn't that hard. Right now I'm making a simple scarf. And I recently got a book with patterns to make different kinds of sweaters, which is pretty cool. I don't know if another pair of knitting needles will sound different. Also, if you can't tell, it is really hot in this room, despite it being October. I don't really know what the deal is, but it's almost unbearable. And I can't really turn on the AC in here because then it makes too much noise and gets picked up by the mic. But it's okay. Next up, I have this wooden bowl. This holds pieces for the game Go. They're these black and white pieces, which sound really nice when you dig through them. I never actually learned how to play Go. I was really into chess a few years ago, for probably the better part of, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And a friend of mine that I used to play chess with recommended getting into Go because apparently it's a similar level of strategy, which is kind of crazy because chess is an unsolvable game, and I didn't realize realize that there could be other games that were that complicated and complex. So while I never really learned how to play Go, I do have the pieces in this fancy wooden bowl. And I really like the sounds that this bowl makes. Also, the pieces rubbed together just sound so cool. I don't know if that's too quiet for the mic to pick up. But I love that noise. Next up, I have some seashells. Seashells. I am fortunate enough to live just a few minutes from a really nice beach. So I have a collection of seashells that I sometimes use for crafting or things like that, and sometimes they're just cool to collect. I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video, but my friend and I, the same one that I used to play chess with actually, are working on a video game. He's doing the programming, we're both doing the level design. We're not sure who's going to do the art yet, and I'm doing the music and the sound design. And now that I'm rubbing these seashells together, I realize I'm definitely going to use that sound for something. Maybe like a door, a stone door rolling open or something like that. There are actually so many different noises that you can get from just seashells. It's pretty cool. Next up, I have tape. That's it, just tape. This is painter's tape. I recently painted the room that I'm in this dark emerald green, and I put up a bookshelf over there that the shelves are dark walnut wood that I made, and it's kind of like a dark academia theme in here. We still have a lot of work to do, but it looks pretty cool. Anyway, I used this tape to paint in here, so I just had it in the room. That might be too loud. amazing when you start playing with things to see just how many noises everything can make. You can get so many different sounds from the simplest of objects. That's kind of what I find fun about doing ASMR, and also sound design for the game that we're working on. You're really only limited by your creativity, and I just think that's really cool. Next up, I have these rubber gloves. If you've watched my other videos, you may have seen me use these for a character that I roleplay from my fiction writing. It's a character that I wrote for a novel that I'm working on finishing and getting published. But I thought it would be cool to share some, I don't know, just roleplay as that character and have him talk about his experiences in the fictional world. The jury's out on whether or not other people like that. I kind of have the feeling that they don't, but that's okay. But anyway, I have these gloves from that character's costume, and I found that they make some really nice noises. This does make my forearms hurt though. So I can't really do it for an extended period of time. It's actually really making my forearms burn. That's kind of crazy. Okay. That's enough of that. Next up, I have this goop. I'm pretty sure there's a name for this slime, maybe. It was like, I remember it being really popular with like my younger cousins a few years ago. And it is really nice to play with, but it smells pretty terrible. I actually was in a store looking for other things for something that I'm making. It was a craft store, and I saw this on the clearance shelf. It was 79 cents. So I thought, how could I not spend that little amount to get something this fun? But I did buy it specifically for making ASMR videos. It's a little surprising that, actually, I don't know, do people find this slime stuff satisfying to play with or satisfying to listen to? Because I like playing with it and I also like listening to it, but I'm a little surprised that people don't find the sound like off-putting. Because if you really think about it, it does sound nice, but it's a little nasty too. I think that's enough of the goop or slime or whatever you want to call it. What is it actually? Gloop. The last thing I have is this woodwick candle. As you can see, it is mostly used up, which probably doesn't come as a surprise to anybody else who likes ASMR, because these candles sound so nice and also they smell amazing. Some candles, they smell great when you open them, and then when you light them, there's just, it's like almost like they smell like nothing. And sometimes they just smell like candle. Whatever that means. But you know, it's just like candle. Like no scent at all. Also, I want to know in the comments if you like the smell of blown out candle. Because I have always hated that smell. Birthday candles or like scented candles, when you blow it out, it just smells so bad. But I've heard that other people really love that smell, so I want to know, do you like the smell of blown out candle, or do you kind of detest it like I do? Okay, let's light this. I have this cool lighter. It's electric, so it doesn't use gas or anything. And you can see that's the battery level, and there are these prongs on the end, and when you press them, when you press the button here, it passes electricity through those prongs. I have to be careful not to light this mic cover on fire. But it passes electricity through the prongs, and that's how you light candles with it. How crazy is that? It's so cool. And when the battery is out, you just recharge it. There's a micro USB port right there, and you just recharge it. So you can use this over and over and over again. I'm gonna put this down before it gets too hot. Actually, I feel like you won't be able to hear it if I put it down. But yeah, it's a super cool lighter. And you can reuse use it over and over again. You never have to worry about it running out, or you don't have to worry about refilling it or anything like that. This candle the scent is Terra Haze. I have no idea what that means, but it smells really, really nice. It's kind of like an elegant smell. I don't really know what that means or how to describe it in any better way. It just smells elegant to me. But the best part, in my opinion, about these woodwick candles is the sound. I don't really know why it makes that crackling sound, but isn't it so satisfying? I could just listen to that sound forever, and sometimes when I'm working, or more often when I'm writing for fun, I will be not in a dark room, but it's dark out, and I usually like lights on the dimmer side, and I'll put one of these on, and just the ambiance of the light and the crackling, like the light crackling, it's so unobtrusive, but it's present. It's such a nice touch when you're like working late at night. If you're ever by yourself, get a woodwick candle, put it on, and it's like super relaxing. That's all I have for you today, and this glass is getting hot, so I'm going to put it down before I burn myself. And since I don't like the smell of burnt out candle, I always put candles out by capping it and just letting the lack of oxygen shut it off for me. So thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed these triggers, and I hope to see you in the next video.